Without objection.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to bring attention to a serious and I think growing public safety and public health concern that I think requires congressional action. That's the operation of illegal and unregulated biological laboratories that we see in communities throughout our country. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting legislation that I've introduced that was responsible from the committee that made a series of recommendations, House Committee, preventing illegal laboratories and protecting public health and stopping health threats. Many of us became aware in the San Joaquin Valley about this issue when in 2023, an illegal biolab was discovered operating in my district in Reedley, California. Local officials uncovered a clandestine operation storing biological materials, laboratory equipment, and medical waste, and dangerous pathogens like malaria, like COVID, like HIV, and thousands of laboratory mice in unsafe conditions, all inside a warehouse located near residential areas. It was not a licensed facility. It was operating in the shadows without proper licensing or permits. And why? Ostensibly, the reason was to develop medical kits for COVID testing and for pregnancy testing. But clearly that was not the case. Local authorities initially lacked the clear tools and resources to determine what hazards they were dealing with or how to safely respond. The situation placed local law enforcement officers, code enforcement staff, and nearby residents at serious risk. It required coordination of local, state, and federal agencies to fully assess the threat and dismantle this operation, and it was slow in coming. Now, over the weekend, some of you have noted probably a national story in Las Vegas where there was the reported of a discovery of a new lab, and that materials are under investigation and related to the biolab, the illegal biolab that was created in 2023 in Reedley, California. This does not surprise me. We cannot assume that communities across the country are immune from similar risks. Many jurisdictions simply do not have the expertise, federal support needed to quickly identify and respond to unauthorized biological operations. And that's why I've introduced the legislation based upon committee recommendations. Bipartisan legislation aimed at strengthening federal coordination, improving oversight, helping close regulatory blind spots, and allowing authorizing facilities that have allowed unauthorized facilities to operate undetected. This will, we hope, ensure local communities have the access and the resources necessary when a biological threat emerges. Too often, local officials are asking, who do we call? Who has the authority? Who has the expertise? Our legislation helps answer those questions before another emergency unfolds. First responders should not have to walk into an unknown biological environment without clear federal support. Parents should not have to worry about hazard materials being stored in facilities next door to schools and residential areas. Communities deserve transparency and safeguards, whether the incident occurs in California, Nevada, or anywhere else in the country. This is important that we protect our constituents from a larger crisis. The legislation would strengthen oversight, coordination, and response mechanisms that can prevent the confusion and reduce the risks. I urge my members on both sides of the aisle to review these two pieces of legislation and to become co-sponsors. Together we can ensure that federal agencies, state authorities, and local communities are better equipped to address this unauthorized biological operations that would prevent threats in their areas. Public demands that we provide preparedness, and preparedness demands action. Let me also thank local officials that acted responsibly when they were first determined they had a problem. Code Officer Jesselyn Harper from the City of Reedley, City Manager Nicole Ziba, Mayor of the City, Mayor Tuttle, and the City Council, and Supervisor Nathan Massig. All of these work together with our office to, in fact, act on the situation in Reedley, California. I urge that we act on this legislation so that people around the country can feel safe from any kind of illegal biological labs that may crop up in their communities. Together we can close these gaps, support the communities, and keep our constituents safe. I yield back the balance of my time.